I can't decide if I like or hate.
This is something.
It's like, it's all the bad of Parallel Worlds, but
Am I supposed to
you're
cape
supposed to
this?
you're supposed to cape this.
Oh, that would make more sense.
It's all the bad of Parallel Worlds, but it's so creative I'm not sure if I can hate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. Once it loses its novelty value, it's at the end of the day, it's still a cape.
But it's a cool cape check.
Oh, 5.
I mean,
It is a cool cape check. I will give it that.
It's a 5.
It's no worse a cape check than...
So is this a 4 or a 6?
It's gonna spell out the author's name.
Oh, you're right. Scooge. That wasn't a 5, it was an S. You're right.
Yep.
Wow. Big key. And what else we got? Oh, silver arrows.
It's
Well.
time for Dan.
It's the GAN. Next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Oh, well, screw it. Let's just go. So how has Ganon's room been changed this time, everybody? Very good. Just making sure we can do the jank. Well, crap. Aha, you fool, I was pulling the strings all along. Now that you've unlocked my prison, all that's left is to destroy you and unleash fury upon the world.
So
But his dad is a pig.
Or...
Crap, my only issue is I don't know which torch is the correct one to think about now. When I'm trying to prevent the thing. Oh, we still going
So
with
then,
this?
what does this mean about our mom?
She was a woman with very interesting tastes. Wait. The uncle flat out said he was this guy's brother.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more worried about your grandmother than your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, this is not going to be pretty. These are going to be 4 hard hits. Oh, I can hookshot over there, actually.
So Russ,
Mm-hmm.
what do you call it when the entire family gets sick?
Oh, wow. They're, like, stalled out.
Swine flu.
You suck.
I'm not sure I like where this is going.
Alright, time to find out which torch it is.
And Jubbs is describing this conception.
Wrong one, dang it. Alright, well. Oh, here already. I should've just...
So Miles, the problem is that
Okay.
this isn't actually Ganon according to the hack story. It's his dad for reasons.
Yeah. That's about the gist of it, for reasons. Oh, what? How'd I miss that? I'm redoing it, screw that. Huh. Hitbox just doesn't agree with that, apparently, okay.
Can you get underneath him after you hit him? Alright, that'll work.
Yeah, I guess he just...
Yeah.
Oh, I could have gotten a second hit. He was stalled out a little longer. Oh, what if he changed the health? I don't have enough arrows. I hope not.
I like Gaben's take on this. He's playing catch with his son, with fire bats.
Dang, I can't hit him from there.
Oh, Boshin, Boshin, Boshin.
Oh. I should also fall at some point. You know, let me see where I end up if I fall. Maybe I'll get, oh no. Oh.
Huh?
Just so you can warp back out.
Oh. Wonderful.
Gooby.
I noticed the string still says he gave you the magic mirror.
Yeah, it's true.
He
Didn't
being
it?
dad. It was like a present. A family heirloom was being passed down.
Use this mirror and come fight me as many times as you like.
Well, that was a Ganon fight.
Yep.
I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it.
I guess I like it more than the ones that have, like, spikes everywhere.
I'm
Yeah.
interested to see what this is gonna be. Oh, okay.
It feels like, ultimately, like, segmenting the room like that just makes a lot more either waiting or item management, which neither of these things are especially fun.
I played no part in this game, but I'm here to wrap up the story. Your father and uncle were partners in crime, and their evil organization used you as a pawn, but you were victorious in the end. Consuela and Christos will likely flee the country to the Colonelin Islands. Okay.
This ending makes the whole plot worth it.
Yeah, fantastic.
You should probably put the Master Sword back before the authorities notice it's missing. Now the choice you must make. Do you make peace with the secrets of the past? Or seek vengeance on those who wronged you? Alright, Evan, take us through your notes. Take us through the review.
Okay, I didn't comment on the story because I wanted to see how it all played out before, so we'll get there at the end.
It played out gloriously.
It played out gloriously. Let's start with the story then. It was glorious. The story was good. The start is immediately no bullshit, straight to the point. Immediately gives you the sword, bow, lantern, and hook shot, all thrown at you very quickly on. The opening escape sequence is pretty solid. Nothing to like really write home about, but it's good. The game throws lots of items at you early on. Not a bad thing, just an observation, but given the length of the hack, yeah, I see how that worked out. The puzzle is creative, and there's plenty of shortcuts after you solve them and get dungeon items, which is good. The early game establishes that keys are not always required, but that's never really followed up on, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. The Moldworm edits and the first fight is pretty cool. Did they reduce his health? ? The caves have some neat puzzles. But the overworld itself, while unique and new, isn't anything really special. Okay, onto the dungeons. Poo Dungeon. Design is very simple and linear, but good. The puzzle before the boots, I particularly enjoyed. Big key held by the terror pin is a little odd, but not bad by any means. Were those pull switches ultimately pointless? If so, what? Helmasaur is a very high difficulty boss for this point in the game, but whatever. I wanted to see how the difficulty ramp holds up for the later dungeons, and dying to the boss is fairly punishing in terms of backtracking required to get back. The difficulty ramp, it didn't look like held up that well, so there's a bit of a spike at the beginning, at the end of the Poo Dungeon. I'm not going to stop calling it that, by the way. The Desert Mini Dungeon. Seems to be a bit stronger than the Poo Dungeon, but yeah, it's a mini dungeon. Lots of long linear paths, not a big fan of them. I prefer a more open design style, but this is by no means objectively bad, it's just a preference thing. Smashing the block with your hammer for the heart piece. No. In all caps, I have written here, it seems. Really goofy tile errors to the south of Link's house with the mountainside, and as Moosh pointed out, going into Glitch Land. Waterfall Dungeon. Probably my favorite dungeon in the game. Seems a lot more open-ended, or gives the illusion of being more open-ended, and generally seems well put together. Some minor sprite layering issues with the overhang while you're in shallow water. Nothing serious, but something just to look into or keep in mind in the future. Good use of the red-blue switches. The sparks that in one room got stuck in the shallow water, I would take a look at that. I figure that's not the intended behavior. Mothula's nothing special, but worth noting that he's there. Cool puzzles with the fire rod, especially liking the shortcuts to get back to the boss. The snake statue in the Argus fight is a bit overkill, given all the other things going on. But whatever, man.
The sparks in the water, I'm pretty sure, was intentional.
You think so?
Because
Yeah, I think you're
that's
just
like
meant
the
to
enemy's
dodge those.
behavior. Well, it's moving along a wall. It keeps moving, but if it finds no wall to move in, it just goes in circles.
Mm-hmm. Ice Palace. Too many Freezors, like Freezor to regular Freezor statue ratio. I don't think there are any non-Freezor statue Freezors. Try saying that 5 times fast. Effective and linked to the past because of the jump scare factor, but if you spam them, they're much less interesting as an enemy as a whole. The dungeon is very linear, basically consisting of go down a hole, do 2-3 rooms, come back, go down a hole, repeat until it's done. It's nice coming off of high leg, but leaves you wanting more in the end out of the dungeon, or at least for me. The mini dungeons as a whole seem extremely simplistic, but not necessarily in a bad way. East Palace. Not a fan of bonking off the spike. I can't forgive that one. It's cool, but not my thing.
I thought it was cool for what it's worth.
Small oversight getting back in one Samaria room. The Samaria tracks themselves otherwise were very nicely done. The bomb room with the Stalthos was pretty amazing, where you drop bombs on them. Again, shortcuts were nicely implemented as usual. Mini-bosses in this hack work a lot better than in high leg because of the mini-bosses. None of the mini-bosses repeat themselves, and the room edits aren't generally that over the top. Final dungeon. The bosses come back. Okay. We talked about it. I guess it works. It's more the final dungeon's more in the vein of a Trials sort of deal than a regular, like, Ganon's Tower final dungeon. So I guess for what he was going for, it works. As opposed to just randomly plopping down bosses and, hi, remember me. Game starts to run out of tricks after a certain point. So perhaps it's best the game 3 flank is for the best. But it knows when to end before it starts recycling its own material, which is good. The Trinex is fug ugly, but I don't think there's much he's able to do about that. The location of the second ice head coming out of it is also a little odd. The Cape Bridge in the final level is inventive if you want to have a cape check, but I don't see that being feasible without the cape at all. And that sure was a Gan fight. Those are my notes.
All right.
The cape was a mandatory item, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any problem with having a cape check at that point. Or like, I guess it's more of a cape puzzle. Like you either realize, oh, I need to use the cape here, or you get wrecked.
Yeah. I don't know.
Since that kind of thing was mostly absent throughout the rest of the game, I thought it was fine.
It was a one-time thing. I could see that being really annoying if it were overdone, or done even more than once. I guess at 1 it's fine. It was creative, if nothing else.
I feel like that's the trend with a lot of this quest. There's stuff that's, if it were overdone, would get annoying, but because I'm saying it again, because the hack is short enough, it never gets tiring.
Which unfortunately does hurt replay value a bit, I feel, but it is what it is.
Perhaps, I don't know, someone who doesn't often replay stuff, I kind of prefer shorter hacks like this. think this is kind of in the sweet spot as far as my preferred times go.
That's fair.
I feel like short games are the most replayable.
You can speedrun them too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just can't commit to playing a longer game multiple times.
Hmm.
See IOR.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't blame you.
I mean, I did play it plenty of times in testing, but afterwards, nah.
Hmm.
Alright, let's have a number rating, everybody. Out of 10.
I give it a solid 8.5.
9.
Russ?
The cycle has been broken.
I am torn between an 8.5 and a 9, so I'll just round up and give it a 9.
I'm going 9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very happy. There was a lot of foresight on things that would otherwise not work, and the ROM hacker figured out what would and would not work right away, and managed to capitalize on some amazing puzzle ideas. It is true that the hookshot stuff got a little overused at the end, but just seeing it in action is actually a welcome change to most of the things that I see, honestly. So I'm almost going straight comparison here to other ROM hacks, and I'm seeing what this did that they maybe didn't, and vice versa.
Yeah, if you compared like Link to the Past ROM hacks with ZC, it like wouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah,
There's just so much you can't do.
that's what I was trying to keep in mind. It's almost like trying to rate an NES-style ZC quest where there's so many points where I want to say, well, this kind of annoyed me, and I wish you could have done this, but I realize that limitations, there's just no possible way.
I am going to treat this as a mini quest. So my rating scale is slightly different for that, but I am still willing to give this the 9. I thought it was very well done. The story is hilarious.
Story is wonderful.
Story is wonderful. Gameplay was fine. There were things to run around and explore. We could find plenty of things. It's about what you would expect from a mini version of A Link to the Past to make it work.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So I hope this author does more. Any closing statements anyone would like to make?
I seriously think we need to call the FBI to investigate that old woman.
Old Lady Mafia.
We're gonna investigate that old woman, everyone. And we'll see you next time for more Teamudf Gaming. Thank you to my guests for joining me, and everyone go do something. Eat some streusel bread or something. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!